Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
Hello.
Good. Good.
Wonderful. Hello, hello. Welcome to an evening of romance with St. Lucia and her partners.
Hello.
Hi there. So first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Jackie. I'm from the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, and I will be the co-host for the evening. Joining us, we have our partners Charlotte from Rendezvous, who'll be telling you about their Stolen Moments programme. We have Tamsin from Sandals Resorts, who will be telling you about their romance and wedding packages. We have Kelly Fontanelle from Dreamy Weddings and Michelle Ince from Awesome Caribbean Weddings, and they'll be explaining to you why you should say I do in St. Lucia or perhaps renew your wedding vows, as well as show you the fantastic venues and locations you can get married, as well as their service offerings as well. We have Chef Nigel Mitchell from the Ladera Resort, and he'll be showing us a short culinary demo on how to make a delicious, should I say? No, I'm not going to say, delicious sharing dessert. And we also have Sean from Ladera, who'll be happy to answer any questions you have on the resort. We also have the wonderful Hannah from Tropical Sky. So if you decide you want to book a wedding, a honeymoon or holiday, she'll be available to provide any quotes that you want. And last but not least, we have our main host for the evening, OBE award-winning journalist and presenter, Brenda Emmanus. Hello and welcome. So just a hello. Hi, Brenda. Just a reminder, we have wonderful prizes to give away at the end of the night. So please stay on the line until the event finishes. And just housekeeping, if everybody can mute their mics. And also, if you have any questions during the evening, please utilize our chat box. So before I hand over to Brenda, I'm just going to give you a short overview of why you should choose St. Lucia as your next romantic escape. So one of the many reasons is its stunning natural beauty. You have the iconic Piton Mountains here, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So it's iconic not just in St. Lucia, but in the Caribbean. Now, these beautiful mountains are situated in the southwest part of the island in an area called Soufrière. And as you can see, it's surrounded by 19,000 acres of lush rainforest. We also have glorious beaches as well, combination of white, golden and dark sand. We also have idyllic bays as well. So this is an image of Marigot Bay, and the little fun fact for you guys is this is where the actual original Dr. Dolittle film was shot. Now, if you and your partner enjoy flora and fauna, you can take a guided tour of one of our beautiful botanical gardens, and you also have beautiful hidden waterfalls to explore as well. So the stunning natural beauty of St. Lucia provides the perfect backdrop for romance. So another reason why you should choose St. Lucia for your romantic escape is the abundance of memorable experiences that you can share with your partner. One popular one is a champagne sunset cruise. Now, I did this for the first time about 2 years ago. Not so romantic with 15 travel agents, but nonetheless, it was a wonderful experience. Champagne and wine was flowing. They were serving canapes. There was soft music in the background, and the sunsets in St. Lucia are absolutely fabulous. So it's a great experience, highly recommended, a wonderful experience to share with your partner. Now, many of the hotels have great dining experiences. They can organize private candlelit dinners on the beach, maybe in a gazebo, or even in the privacy of your own suite or sanctuary on the balcony. You can actually have dinner overlooking the beautiful Piton Mountains, or even overlooking Pigeon Island. Now, we have amazing chefs on islands that are just so talented. They use the local produce to create these amazing dishes with Caribbean and European influences. Now, I can attest to how good the food is, because every time I go to St. Lucia, I put on weight. So towards the end of the trip, I always have to wear maxi dresses or some loose clothing because I just eat so much. And that's just a good testament to how good the food is. And many of the hotels have quite unique features. So for example, here you can see this is Rock Maison. So it's a platform, as you can see, in the sea. And this is at Cat Maison. So what they have is a mini zip line with a basket. So you can put in champagne, you can actually put in a ring. And what it does, it zip lines down this, this line right to this platform. And obviously it's great for proposals. So very unique way to propose to your partner. You can do tandem spa treatments, and you can learn how to massage your partner. We have a number of cocoa plantations on Ireland. So if you and your partner love chocolate, you can actually learn how chocolate is grown and processed, as well as make your own chocolate bar as well. We have wine pairing dinners. So many of the hotels offer 5-6 course menus. You have your sommelier there who point out the different wines that are paired with each course. You can also take Creole cooking classes as well. So many of these classes take you to a local market where you buy produce that you take back to the class and produce these beautiful, delicious Creole dishes. Now, if you like a bit of a tipple, as anyone does, you can visit our rum distillery where you can sample our Chairman's Reserve spiced rum, as well as their sister brand, Bounty Rum. And Chairman's Reserve is actually, you can find it in Waitrose if you want to try it out yourself. They can visit the Caribbean's only drive-in volcano and take a mud bath in the Sulphur Springs. One of my favorite excursions is Tetfall Nature Trail. So basically you walk through an old plantation, it's family owned, family run, and you walk up to the Stairway to Heaven on your left, and you can see beautiful views of the Piton Mountain, as you can see on your right-hand side. It's a highly recommended tour. There's also snorkeling and scuba diving is very popular on Ireland, crystal clear waters, as you can see, colourful marine life and coral reefs. And if you're very adventurous, you can zip line through the rainforest. We have 3 zip lining centres. So you just hop from one platform to the next. It's really great fun. And if that's a bit too thrilling for you, you can actually do the rainforest tram ride, which is quite easygoing tour. Another highly recommended tour is a helicopter tour, and it's just great to see the island from a different perspective. You can do horse riding as well. There's other activities, ATV tours, there's kayaking, there's Segway, there's hiking. So the beauty of St. Lucia is you can be as relaxed or as active as you want. Another reason why you should choose St. Lucia is its unique and diverse places to stay. So you can choose anything depending on your taste, depending on your budget, to anything from a small, cozy, family-run guest house, to a self-catering apartment, to a lovely boutique hotel with a unique concept in the sense that it has a full missing, as you can see, with beautiful views of the Pitons. You can choose an all-inclusive couples-only resort, which my partners will speak to you about later. There's villa suite apartments if you want that extra space. Some of these suites have jacuzzis on their balcony, or even al fresco dining facilities as well. You can even have your own standalone private villa with your own private plunge pool as well. So the choice is very varied and very diverse. And we are proud winners of the world's leading honeymoon destination by the World Travel Awards, not once, not twice, but 13 times. So we're very proud of that accolade. And why is that? It's all of the things I've mentioned previously. It's the stunning natural beauty of the island. It's the abundance of activities that are available for you, and the unique and diverse places to stay that have high attention to detail and offer very personalized service. As well as a top honeymoon destination, it's also a top wedding destination. And our wonderful independent wedding planners will tell you more about all the unique locations you can actually say, I do to. And yes, you can actually get married underwater. Obviously, it's not for everybody, but this underwater wedding took place 2 years ago, and it was great fun. And these 2 people are keen divers, so they really wanted to get married underwater. So I just wanted to kind of give you my perspective in terms of how my love affair with St. Lucia started. So I'm not St. Lucian. I don't have a St. Lucian background. I have a Caribbean background. And the first time I went to St. Lucia was 13 years ago, in 2008. I remember it like it was yesterday. And it's like when the plane landed on the tarmac and you walk out and this warm tropical air just hits you and you just feel so relaxed. You feel like you're at home. And then even the journey from the airport to the hotel I was staying at, it was just so beautiful. It was, you know, going through banana plantations, going through rainforests, going through local villages. You saw the scenic coastline. And the actual first hotel I stayed at was Ladera, actually. So they showed me into my suite, and I remember just standing at the edge of my suite and just looking out and seeing the beautiful pitons either side of me because the fourth wall was missing. And the first thought that came to me was like, oh my gosh, I'm so blessed and privileged to have this experience. And I was quite emotional actually. And the second thought I had was, oh my gosh, pictures don't do St. Lucia justice, because what I'm seeing was not what was equating to what I was looking at in brochures. So as we all know, seeing is believing. So I've fallen in love with the island. I'm still in love with the island after 13 years. And I want you to experience maybe what I experienced and maybe fall in love with the island too. I mean, I can go on and on and on and about St. Lucia, but we haven't got time. But I just thought I'd give you a little snippet, and hopefully that will inspire you to take that romantic escape to St. Lucia. So thank you very much. And I will pass you across to Brenda, who will be your main host for the rest of the evening.
Hi everyone, and thank you very much indeed for joining us. It's good to see that we've got people from all over the place. I've seen London come up, I've seen Bournemouth, I think Hampshire, Torbay, a freezing Bedfordshire I think was also mentioned. And I got particularly excited by fueling all of you guys, because I noticed that Rosemary McKenzie and her husband got very excited by the thought of massages. So thank you for giving up your dinner time, your soap opera time, or wherever you are now to join us. And I'm sure you won't be disappointed, and you'll be hugely enticed, as we've already heard Jackie tell us about the charm, beauty, and possibilities of a romantic holiday or a honeymoon in St. Lucia. Hands up, I will declare I am St. Lucia. I'm a born Londoner, probably can tell from the accent, but my parents are from St. Lucia, both from South. And I have, we're talking about romance, I can only say that I have an evolving love affair with the island. I went there first as a young kid, and even then, you know, you get forced to go and meet your relatives. And for me, it was going to be potentially really boring. But I remember the nature and the animals and the noises. As a curious child, I was completely seduced from there. And then I went back as a teenager and was completely enamored with the people and their charm and their spirit. There is something very unique, and every island you go and everywhere you go, most of the time it's, although the places are beautiful, the spirit of the people themselves is what will bring you back. If you fall in love with the beauty of a place, generally it's the hearts of the people that win you over. And I had that as someone who's particularly well-traveled, but also because my parents were there, it was harder for me to just be seduced. But when I got to understand and learn and get to know St. Lucians for their spirit, it really was something special. And if you go there on your wedding or honeymoon, or even on a holiday, they want to know that you're there. They're proud that you've chosen them as an island, and they will all do their very best to make you feel welcome, from the hotels to the markets, everywhere you go. But the older I've got, the deeper that this love affair has grown for me. And I think what it is, it's just not only just a romantic culture, but when you go with friends, it's a spirit, and the great events they have, from the jazz festival and beyond, the culture, you just get absorbed in the whole idea of culture and art. And for me, I'm an arts and culture correspondent, so arts and culture is my thing, and the place is just flooded with that. So you may be going for romance, but romance is usually triggered by the beauty of an island, the scent, the scent of the food, the smell of nature, the touching the flowers, all the things that trigger your senses. I can guarantee you, one small island is packed with everything that you'd probably be looking for. Now, it's most of us, we're in lockdown and desperate for a holiday, and I'm not going to lie, I think we got absolutely spoiled with the places that we have to choose from. I think the first thing we want right now is heat and sunshine and warm spirit, and to be able to hug people. And it may be a long time till we can actually hug, but we can certainly start planning those very special moments, those very special events, and these very special days. And it's not for someone like me to tell you, we're privileged to have a host of experts in terms of the properties that are available on the islands and the services and locations that are available to help and support you. So without further ado, I would love to bring on our first speaker, which is Charlotte Temple from Rendezvous Resorts, just to give you an insight into what they've got to offer, whether you're planning a wedding, whether you're planning a honeymoon, or you simply want to slip away with your partner and have that magical moment. Over to you, Charlotte.
Thank you very much, Brenda. So let me just share my screen with you. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us this evening. My name's Charlotte, And I am from Rendezvous St Lucia. So a little bit of an update on Rendezvous. So we are a 5-star all-inclusive property, and we're set on Malabar Beach. This is very close to Castries, which is the capital of St Lucia. So your transfer times from Heronora Airport, which is in the south, it's about an hour in a car, or you can get the helicopter transfer. So obviously before Jackie was talking about helicopters, you can get the airport transfer to take you directly from there to the airport in the north, and Rendezvous is literally around the corner from the airport. So it's really, really good access there. So Rendezvous is a boutique, adults only, couples only hotel, and we like to personalise guest stays to ensure that everything they want to get out of their holiday, they do get out of their holiday. So the staff at Rendezvous are very long standing, and as soon as you order your first drink, they will remember you and know what you want for the rest of your holiday. So at Rendezvous, we do have our stolen time concept, and this is a personal experience which can be tailor-made to all couples, and it gives you time to idle, reconnect, celebrate, and rejuvenate. So the stolen time concept is brought down into stolen moments, and the stolen moments aim to help you reconnect with each other and disconnect from the outside world. Obviously, in today's busy life, we spend all of our time on our phones, watching the television, and we may be spending time together, but we're not actually in the moment and present together. So this whole concept helps to bring people back together and obviously enjoy each other's company. One of our most popular stolen time moments is the farm to table experience. So again, Jackie was talking about this in the overview earlier. What we do is our chef will take the couple out to the local market, and you will choose all of your ingredients. Most of it is all very locally grown, organic, and you can speak to everyone at the markets. So you get all of your ingredients, head back to the hotel together, and the chef puts together a menu for you. So you sit down and prepare all the ingredients together, create your dish, and then at the end of the day, you can sit under the stars and have your meal that you've prepared together. Some of the other stolen moments we have are our rum tour, marine park dives, and obviously Piton hikes as well. So Rendezvous is a small boutique hotel, like I said, so there's only 100 rooms at the resort, and they all have king-size beds. I saw in the comments in the chat below that you were looking, someone was looking at possibly staying as a solo traveller. We can accommodate that at certain times of the year, and it just obviously depends on your situation. So if you're travelling for a wedding or something like that, it is possible, and we just need to obviously request it with the hotel to make sure it's okay. This room here is one of our veranda suites. It's got a beautiful freestanding bath in this room and lots of outside space. If you are looking for that extra luxury, we've got our beachfront cottages. So these are literally steps away from the beach at a slightly quieter end of the resort. They do have 2 dedicated sun lounges as well, so you don't have to have the hustle and bustle of the beach. It's all very quiet around at Rendezvous as well. We do offer lots of activities as part of our all-inclusive to help couples regain sort of enjoyment of doing stuff together, and some of these are sort of water aerobics, bike tours, which can be off resort, archery, and tennis with pros. We do also have a dive centre at Rendezvous, which is very popular, and we include dives if you are PADI certified. If you're not PADI certified, you can obviously get your certificate at the hotel as well, but it's a really big selling point. So if you are interested in diving, it's really, really great. Or if you'd rather just sit together and enjoy the beach, you can do nothing at all. Finally, weddings at Rendezvous are very, very popular. St Lucia is obviously a big destination for weddings. We do offer a complimentary wedding if you book a 7-night stay. So if you are looking to get married overseas and you want to do it on a budget or splash out, Rendezvous do offer complimentary weddings. So it's everything you need to get married. We've got a dedicated wedding planner, and we do only have 1 wedding per day. So it's very personal, and Sandra will be there to guide you through the whole day. So just to finish off, I'm going to show you a short video on Rendezvous so you can actually feel like you're there.
Rendezvous. Time is so precious. Smart couples steal it. Somewhere in the world there is a place where two people can be alone, and the only clock watchers are the sun and stars. No schedules, no distractions, nothing but time. Rendezvous, a luxury resort for couples on the island of St. Lucia in the Caribbean Sea. Intimate, secluded, tranquil, and tailor-made for stolen moments. Where time is meant to be indulged. And every detail is taken care of. Just as you order it. Just as you imagine. Where each day stretches out in front of you. Under the sun, to share together. Where romance blossoms naturally. And love is celebrated and remembered. Where special moments get the attention they deserve. And you are free to fill each minute as you wish, doing as much or as little as you desire, all in your own time. Discover Rendezvous and find the time and place to steal away together. Rendezvous. Time is so precious. Smart couples steal it.
And that's Rendezvous for you there. So I hope you enjoyed that presentation. I did see in the chat as well that someone mentioned Jive June. Jive June is obviously very popular at Rendezvous. We do get lots of guest presenters in resort at that time of year. So if you're into your dancing, that is definitely one to look out for. Thank you very much. And back over to you, Brenda.
Thank you very much, Charlotte. Well, if you're not seduced by that alone, or we're not even through our whole evening, then I must say your heart must be hard and you definitely need a holiday. That was really, for me, that was like meditation, actually. We're all in lockdown. We're all stealing some stolen moments with our couples, with our partners at home. What better to be in sunshine and that delicious food and all that romantic idyll somewhere like a tiny island. You know what they say, what's that lovely saying that I like? Diamonds don't come as big as bricks. And I think that's the whole thing about St. Lucia. It's small, it's precious, and it's very, very special. So to entice you even more, I'd like to move on to our next speaker, which is Tamsin Bishop, who's from Sandals Resort. Sandals is obviously renowned for couples. Someone was asking whether single people could go to a couple's hotel resort. Maybe you can clarify that for us, Tamsin, and also tell us more about the amazing things that you have on offer. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So just read the single travellers. We just need to check with the general managers of each different resort. So it's not a yes, it's not a no. We just need to check basically, but we certainly can do that for you. Okay, so I'll just share my screen. And hopefully you can all see that. So yeah, hi everybody, I'm Tamsin from Sandals Resorts. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And for those of you who may not be too familiar with Sandals, who we are and what we offer, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information on that first of all. So our resorts were created over 40 years ago, and they were exclusively designed for couples in love. So they're absolutely perfect for that romantic getaway. And they were also designed to be the world's only 5-star luxury included resorts. As you can see, all of our resorts are actually located in the Caribbean. And today we're going to be looking at our 3 resorts on the lovely island of St. Lucia. All of our 3 resorts in St. Lucia are all north of the island. So we have Sandals Regency Le Toc, Sandals Grand St. Lucian, and Sandals Halcyon. I just firstly want to tell you a little bit about our Platinum Protocols of Cleanliness, which is something that we introduced in 2020 when COVID-19 first hit the world. And what this is, it's been created to give our customers that extra peace of mind that when you come to stay with us, you can relax in the knowledge that we've done everything possible to ensure that your stay with us is as safe as it can be. So what we've done is we've created 12 additional cleaning points where introduced where guests come into the most contact with. So obviously that's in your bedrooms and the bathrooms. So in the bedrooms, we've created extra cleaning points such as all furniture being disinfected and cleaned daily. And the same things in the bathroom. So we've got 9 additional cleaning measures there in place, such as areas being cleaned with hospital grade detergent, as I say, just to make it that extra safe. So without further ado, let's have a look at what makes us different to everybody else. Well, first of all, as I said, we're luxury included. So what that means is we have more quality inclusions than any other resorts on the planet. So I want you to forget about those beige buffets and pay extra for this and that after midnight or whatever. With Sandals, it's all included all of the time, and it's 5-star luxury included. So one of our inclusions is the Caribbean's best beaches. So all of our resorts are set on the best beaches. And in particular, one of my favourites is Sandals Grand St. Lucian. It's located on its very own peninsula. And it's often described as the closest holiday to a picture-perfect postcard. It's cradled to the west by Rodney Bay, and it boasts some of the calmest waters in all of St. Lucia. So perfect for all of those water sports. Another thing is our rooms and suites. So at Sandals, we have a huge selection of stunning romantic love nest butler suites for you to enjoy. Our suites are specifically created and designed for that perfect seclusion for couples in love. So I'm going to start with my favourite suite here at Sandals Regency Le Toc. In this beautiful millionaire suite, you can see that we've got these gorgeous 180-degree view doors. So they open up, they're glass, they open up fully to give you that beautiful view. Sandals Regency Le Toc is set into the side of a cliff, which you can see from that picture there. So it really does give you stunning views, some of the best views in St. Lucia. Also, we have these over the water bungalows and villas. So we were the first resorts in the Caribbean to have these sort of Maldivian style over the water bungalows, and these are located here at Sandals Grand St. Lucian. So these all come with their very own private beach cabana as well. We also include premium spirits in all of our bars and restaurants and all of our butler and club rooms. So favourites like Appleton Rum and Tanqueray Gin are all included all of the time. We also have an amazing food concept, which is called 5-Star Global Gourmet. And the idea of this concept is allowing you to dine around the globe without actually having to leave the resort. So as you can see, we have up to 21 different cuisines from around the world, so such as Italian, Indian, and of course, Caribbean. But my favourite restaurant here is definitely Gordon's on the Pier, which is located at Sandals Grand St. Lucian. It serves the best European style food, and as you can see from that picture, it's got gorgeous views of the mountain, so it's perfect for that extra special occasion. We also include more land sports than anyone else, but definitely our favourite land sport at St. Lucia is golf. So in St. Lucia, we have 2 golf courses, so no matter which resort you're staying in, so no matter which one of the 3, you can enjoy golf at both of the courses with green fees all included. Other land sports you can enjoy are unlimited as well. So other things like use of the fitness centres, tennis and beach volleyball. And we also have lots of different water sports. Again, the most popular one here, definitely at the Grand St. Lucian, is water skiing. And also if you're PADI qualified, you can have up to 2 free dives included per day. And that's at all 3 of our resorts as well. One of my favourite things about St. Lucia is because we have 3 resorts, you can actually use all the facilities at all 3 resorts. So we have a stay at one, play at them all policy. So this gives you up to 27 different restaurants to dine in and also 23 different bars to enjoy during your stay. We also have an unmatched service, so all of our butlers are trained by the English Guild of Professional Butlers and are always on hand with that warm and welcoming Caribbean smile, as you can see there. And because everything's included, you don't need to worry about tipping either. So for that extra romantic pampering experience, we recommend that you relax and let our Red Lane Spa therapists immerse you in experiences and treatments that you'll never forget. You can also book a bespoke package with us where we come to you, or you can experience a massage outdoor with your couple under the stars, sorry, your partner under the stars. So whatever the occasion, you will see the most beautiful sunsets. We also have romantic fire pits for you to enjoy and relax by as well. We also have private cabanas to picnic and let us create the perfect romantic occasion. Have that candlelight dinner on the beach and dance the night away. Your candlelight dinner features the very best in gourmet cuisine and wine, including a bottle of Ruffino Prosecco and unlimited pours of our famous Robert Mondavi Twin Oaks wine. Or you can enjoy a sunset dinner, so under the stars, served by a professional waiter on a table specifically decorated with tropical floral arrangements and candlelight. So again, perfect for that extra romantic special occasion. You can also get engaged at Sandals, so our team can help you design the perfect engagement for you. Or of course, you can get married at Sandals as well, so really popular for weddings. And if you stay with us 3 nights or longer, you can actually receive a complimentary wedding. So we have 2 options with wedding, a complimentary wedding, or you can customize your wedding, which is you can go wild, you can create whatever you would like. With the free wedding, we do include a personal wedding planning team, so actually in St. Lucia, and we also have a team based in the UK as well to help you with all the arrangements and also the preparation of marriage documents. And then with the ceremony, we include a picturesque location, a bouquet and boutonniere, and for the reception, a 2-tier wedding cake and signature cocktail. Or if you want to say I do at twilight, then we have the perfect thing for yourself. Our twilight ceremonies are held either at 5 p.m. or 5:30 p.m. based on the time of year. No matter what you want to do with your wedding, we've got the perfect location for you in St. Lucia. Definitely one of the most popular locations to get married is this gorgeous over-the-water wedding chapel at Sandals Grand St. Lucia. Or we've also got the over-the-water gazebo, which is also located at Sandals Grand St. Lucia. Or we've got these beautiful oceanfront gazebos, and that's found at all 3 of our resorts. And also the lush garden gazebos, again available at all 3 of our resorts. And because our resorts are located on the best beaches, beach weddings are really popular. And again, these are available at all 3 of our resorts. Any wedding bookings made with us between now and the end of March this year, we're also offering a free live stream for everyone back home and unfortunately couldn't make it for your special day. And if you're going for a romantic holiday with us to St. Lucia at one of our resorts, you can also do it all again. You can retie the knot, make the most of your romantic getaway and retie the knot with us. And that's again available at all 3 of our resorts. We can also make your honeymoon dream a reality. So we also offer a lovely honeymoon package for that perfect start to the perfect marriage. And what that includes is a bottle of chilled sparkling wine on your arrival. We also put flower petals on the bed, and you can also pick breakfast served to you in bed on the morning of your choice. So something there for everyone. So I hope that's inspired you to come and visit one of our lovely resorts at St. Lucia. Thank you for listening. If you do have any questions, please just shout away.
Thank you very much, Tamsin. I think you've covered every possibility of a wedding.
I was talking really fast, so I do apologise.
A
lot to squeeze in.
Around the world in 80 days, around the world in one venue, really. But that said, is it possible? And do you encourage people? Because I think the thing is, when you come to a beautiful resort like you've both explained to us, it'd be quite easy to just stay where you are and indulge in there. Do you both encourage visitors to go out and experience the island and get a sense of the place that they're actually come to.
Yeah, absolutely. When I visited, we've done trips such as the zip wiring in the rainforest, which I think Jackie showed earlier. So yeah, absolutely, go out and experience as much as you can while you're there. Definitely, it's a gorgeous island and it has to be seen.
And the other thing is that if you're a seasoned traveller, if you're someone that's travelled a lot, I guess you kind of in a way get spoiled. Have you noticed that people want how has it evolved? What people are looking for their weddings and for their honeymoons? Do you know what are the particular trends that you're both observing?
People usually love St. Lucia just for the personal sort of service that they get. Every hotel has a great set of staff there and they're all locals. Everyone is just so friendly and you get really great service. So I think that's something that's really drawn people in. And also obviously the adventure side of St. Lucia, there is so much more to the island than just a beach destination. There's so much to do, so much to see. So you can have your wedding and have obviously a unique honeymoon at the same time.
And would you advise? I mean, if you're clear of what you want when you get there, would you advise people considering booking with either of you to call in advance and talk through what they think they might want, or do you discuss that once you get there? How does it work? What's the process?
I mean, with Rendezvous, obviously we've got our own wedding planner, so guests can obviously speak to Sandra before they arrive, and usually she meets them on arrival and shows them locations and things like that. So it's all very personalised, and most hotels have wedding planners on site or available to speak to before they travel. So if there's something really unique that they want, it can obviously be arranged before they get there.
Now, Tamsin, we've talked before about single people, the possibility of them coming to the venue. But I saw a question just pop up about same-sex couples. What's the situation there on the island? Because obviously each island is very different. Each place is very
Yeah,
different.
same-sex couples are more than welcome at Sandals. It's just that unfortunately we can't offer a wedding or a civil ceremony due to island laws, but absolutely more than welcome.
Thank you both. Now, so we've given you a sense of why St. Lucia's consistently up there amongst the accolades for the best wedding venue or the best honeymoon venue. The romanticism, the food, the wealth of opportunities and experiences are there to see. But I guess once you've decided to make that move and get married on the island or renew your vows or have a honeymoon, you want to know what services, a bit more about what exactly is available. So we have two amazing women which will talk us through what the situation is going to be there. But before we do that, I want to seduce you. You've been verbally seduced by Tamsin and Charlotte about why you can pick their venues. Let's have a little bit of visual stimulation with a short video. Have we got sound on this? Well, sadly, we lost the sound on that, but I think you can see by the pictures alone how romantic it is. If we'd known, we could have all had to sing along, chosen an Ed Sheeran song or something and sang along over those pictures. But we got a sense of what there is to offer on the beautiful island. I don't know which song I would have chosen. Maybe Shape of You doesn't seem romantic enough, but we would have found something between us all. But yeah, that gives you a sense of what there is to go. So we've talked hotels. Let's talk about arranging your actual wedding, how that's done, the process, and what's available on the island. And I'd like to call on Kelly Fontanelle from Dreamy Weddings. I think it's appropriately titled. Let's get some more information about what facility you have and how they can support you on your big day. Over to you, Kelly.
Thank you, Brenda. And I've been enjoying the presentations. And if anybody there listening does not want to go to St. Lucia, something is wrong with you, because I'm ready to go. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
I am going to. Okay, so hi everybody. My name is Kelly, and I'm with Dreamy Weddings. And Dreamy Weddings does destination weddings in the Caribbean and St. Lucia. So who are we? It's owned and managed by St. Lucia Natalie John, who just published a very first book on COVID-19 protocol guide for weddings and events. We felt that there wasn't a standard guide for all of the Caribbean to be able to use for weddings and events, and she put this together, and it's now on Amazon. So most of the industry partners in the Caribbean are using this book. 2021 will be 22 years since we've been in the wedding industry, and we've won many awards. Just recently, 2018-19, we were the Caribbean Wedding Industry Awards in Jamaica. We have certified wedding planners on staff, and we have been named the A-list wedding planner by Destination Weddings and Honeymoon Magazine. And we are also a protege of Preston Bailey. I'm not sure how popular Preston Bailey is in the UK, but we are one of his proteges. So what do we offer? We have a reputation as the premier Caribbean destination weddings service provider in the Caribbean. St. Lucia is one of our most popular destinations. We're very popular on what we do, so we provide event management, we provide wedding packages, we also launched Dreamy Proposals sometime last year, 2019, yes, and we also have enhancements on whatever package that you provide, that you buy. So how easy are we to work with? Very easy. It's all about you. It's your day. So you choose your theme, you choose your color, you choose your location, and our consultants will come together, meet with you before your wedding and put everything together for you. So at the end of the day, it's your day, but we put everything aside. We put everything together for you. So your day is perfect. And as our name is Dreamy Weddings, make your dream become a reality for you. So we have lots of different packages. We have packages just you and me, or just you and your partner, and then we do from as small as you and your partner to as large as the group that you would like to do. Our venues are wherever you decide that is legal, that we could tie the knot. So we have beach venues, garden lawn settings. We do church weddings, hotels, and also private villas. So wherever you decide that's the most beautiful spot for you to tie the knot, we will work with you to get that done for you. We work with individuals. We can work with the bride and groom, or if you're working with a travel partner, travel agent, we will work with them as well for you. But at the end of the day, it's all about you. So requirements for getting married in St. Lucia, we need your passport for each person, a birth certificate, decree absolute if one of the parties have been divorced. In case of widower, a death certificate is required. All applications have to be in English, and the applicants to be married in St. Lucia must be made to the Attorney General, and there is no residency requirement. So if you're coming to stay at a hotel, we can do that for you. If you're coming off a cruise ship, we can tie the knot for you on that same day as well. So there is no residency requirement for us at Dreamy Wedding to tie the knot for you in St. Lucia. And because of COVID, we've noticed there are a lot more intimate or micro weddings that are COVID friendly. So yes, we do intimate micro weddings, and we also do the large groups. And also it depends on what the destination guidelines are with groups and numbers, and we adhere to that as well. And we are all about COVID protocol right now because actually we wrote the book for the standard protocols that are in place. We believe when a bride and the groom decide to tie the knot, the hardest job is throwing the bouquet for the bride. So we take all of the stress from you, and we do everything for you from the beginning to the end. And that's what we are, Dreamy Weddings. So you can contact us online. You can follow our IG, Facebook, Instagram, and also Twitter to just to see what we're doing on a daily basis. And I'm the marketing rep, Kelly at dreamyweddings.com. Love to work with you. And you can also go on our website to get more information about Dreamy Weddings. If you have any questions, please feel free to pass it on. I'll be happy to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kelly, for that. There's loads of information and loads of options and opportunities for you on a beautiful, beautiful island. Now, I saw a couple of questions come in. One of them, or I think there was a couple of questions about transport, whether transport on the island is adequate enough, or if you don't want to drive a car. I can tell you from my perspective. Every time I've been to the island, which is probably once a year, I've never had a car. I've never driven myself. It's easy. I think transport is really good. You can hire a car, which is if you don't want to hire a car, you can hire a driver at a relatively reasonable price. And the buses are such fun, but someone can take the sweat off you if you don't fancy driving yourself around. I don't know if Jackie or anyone else wants to add to that in terms of transport. Did I get that correct? I think it's relatively. I've never hired a car while I've been there. Does anyone else want to add to that, Jackie or Patricia? Right, so I think I've said the right thing, so we're right there. And
yes,
Jackie,
sorry, you're right. Yes,
anything?
Brenda, correct.
Okay, thank you. And there was another question, and I don't know who can answer this, about what aquatic wildlife is found when you dive. I've not been down under, so I can't answer this one personally. Does anybody amongst our renowned hotels people, or Jackie, do you have any idea what aquatic wildlife? I know it's beautiful. I've seen the pictures and the videos, but I've not had a personal experience to be able to feel that I'm authored enough to talk on this one. But I know it's beautiful. The dives are very popular, but I'm sure we can find out for you.
What was the question?
What aquatic wildlife can be found on a dive?
What
on the dive? Aquatic wildlife. What kind of form of wildlife?
St. Lucia has a couple of fish that you'll find only on the island. There is something we call the thing, and it's normally found in the southern end of the island. But other than that, the regular cucumber fish, the lobster, just the regular fish that you find mostly in warm water areas.
Lovely, thank you very much of that. Well, we're going to move now from dreamy weddings to awesome Caribbean weddings. And I'm going to call on Michelle Ince to enlighten us on all the fabulous possibilities if you went with her and her company. Thank you, Michelle. Over to you.
Hi, thank you very much indeed. And good afternoon, everybody. Well, good evening for you guys. And welcome to St. Lucia. I am actually based in St. Lucia. I'm looking out of my open windows and the sky is just the most beautiful blue color. The sun is shining, the birds are tweeting. It's just fabulous. I do work from home and I do have a couple of dogs, so I'm going to keep my fingers and toes crossed that they don't start. So I'll apologize in advance. I'll just share my screen with you. Hopefully, can you see it?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make it. Okay. So, as mentioned, welcome to Awesome Caribbean Weddings in St. Lucia. And I am Michelle, the owner and founder of Awesome Caribbean Weddings. We have been in operation for over 20 years now. My main wingman is Fenella, an amazing wedding planner. And we work very closely with Tej, who's a wedding designer. She works on our more complicated weddings with us. And we have Kate, who's also an owner and founder, but she's now based in the UK. She's relocated back to the UK, so she's at the end of the phone for us. So we are dedicated wedding planners based full-time in St. Lucia. We plan only weddings and wedding related events such as vow renewals, welcome get-togethers, rehearsal dinners, and farewell brunches. Our company is ideal for couples looking for a wedding venue outside of a hotel or for something a little different to a resort wedding package. A couple may know already that exactly the type of wedding that they want, and one of our venues may be perfect for the vision that they have, or a couple may fall in love with a particular venue and build their wedding day vision around the ambience and atmosphere at that particular site. Or they may just have a vision and then we make it happen and help them choose the venue. However, because of walking down the aisle, St. Lucia has some incredible options for you. Creating a wedding is like telling a story of who you are, from how your love began to turning your dreams and expectations into a lifetime occasion. Throughout the journey and planning process, our goal is to get to know you and your journey. We aim to create a relationship through consultation, encouraging you to express yourself so we can produce the perfect wedding for you. The size of our groups varies from couples up to groups of 150 and more, and everything in between. So we have found since the start of the pandemic that we have had a lot more couples eloping, and also a lot smaller groups of very close family and friends that are having micro weddings with all the bells and whistles, but just fewer people in attendance. We are fully COVID certified to coordinate off-resort weddings. We've been COVID certified for several months now and have coordinated weddings during the pandemic as per COVID protocols. So why do people choose a destination weddings? For some couples, it's a second marriage, so they just want something simple. For some couples, they want to combine wedding and the honeymoon in one. Some young couples just want to escape the torture of having to deal with a large family wedding and all the hassles that that's bound to entail. A lot of our couples are adventurous and spirited. They just want to do something unique and a little different. Our average group size is around 70 people. And whilst that's pretty healthy for a destination wedding, it's still often a lot smaller and therefore a lot less expensive and a lot stressful than a traditional wedding at home pre-pandemic. Getting married in the Caribbean is a departure from a traditional wedding back home in more ways than a simple change of surroundings to the tropics. Unexpectedly, what with all the constraints of doing it at home, holding your wedding in St. Lucia can in fact be a release. You can arrange it in any way you like and don't have to worry about your older aunts and uncles' expectations. You can use the wonderful natural settings as a backdrop for any fantasy or adventure you may choose. There are just a few local regulations to cope with, the legal documents, license, officiant, but you can be married in any way that you want to be. And of course, at 4,000 miles distant, it's almost impossible for your mother or your mother-in-law to interfere. Your only constraint is your imagination. I said that once to a couple that were visiting, and we ended up taking 130 people, 90 minutes to a waterfall initially designed for way less than that, organizing a the movie Grease themed welcome event and a jungle and zebra themed reception. So really anything goes. So why St. Lucia? She is simply beautiful and she really does inspire. She has it all. I came here for 6 months and that was 27 years ago. I fell in love with St. Lucia. And often couples fall in love with the idea of a destination wedding and they fall in love with the idea of getting married in St. Lucia, but they don't always know a lot about our beautiful island. The natural beauty of the island is obviously what people see and what strikes them initially. But if you go digging and researching what is actually available here, then it becomes pretty evident that there really is something for everyone. And on the aquatic wildlife, just to mention that, we have so much underwater wildlife. It's unreal. You can see turtles, you can see an amazing amount of different fish. I mean, it is phenomenal. So you can bring a diverse group of individuals here and they will all go home happy, and not just because they got to see their favorite niece wedded to a guy that they like. Your aunt and uncle's bird watching obsession? Check. Little sister's long-held desire to swim in the ocean on a horse? Tick. The college boys' need to party until dawn? Tick. The crazy cousins' need to conquer mountains? Tick. And mums, stressed out mums need to ignore the kids, lie on the beach and drink a rum punch? Tick. We have it all, and we still have it all. We just can't wait to show you again. So I've been talking about venues. Let's take a look at some of these venues now. This is the private beach. It's located on Pigeon Island. It is the only beach in St. Lucia that can be hired for privacy, and it's not a resort beach. It's pretty much a blank canvas that you can dress as you want. You can keep it simple, or you can go a little bit more elaborate. Our famous Piton Mountains. This is our Piton View venue, which is absolutely one of our most popular venues. And again, with such a stunning backdrop, you can keep it very simple, or you can do something more elaborate if you want to. The historical ruins are located on Pigeon Island as well. And these, you know, these are a couple of 100 years old. They're absolutely unique. They make for the most incredible backdrop for wedding ceremonies, for so many different styles of wedding ceremonies, from super simple to super luxurious. But the joy of them as well is that they make for a fabulous reception venue. So you can get married there, and you can have your party, your dinner and your dancing in the ruins too. Villas. We have some of the most incredible private villas in St. Lucia. There's just so many all over the island, in the north, the middle of the island, down in the south, so many different backdrops, so many different styles. There are villas to suit everybody. And again, these are perfect for a reception as well. So you can have your dinner and your dancing. And of course, you're staying there. So when the older folk leave at midnight, guess what happens? Everyone jumps in the pool. Our Ocean View venue is also located on Pigeon Island. And this is just, it's stunning because it's more of an Atlantic feel rather than the Caribbean side of the island. So let's take a little bit more a look at wedding design and wedding planning. Wedding styling and design is the creative process that we adore. We personalize all weddings entrusted to us, and we work with you on the atmosphere, the ambience, the style, and the design of the wedding that you want. Wedding design is the process of giving life to your inspiring mood board, turning your inspiration images into your reality, bringing together all elements and overseeing the beauty in the small things to produce a wonderful wedding, an event that truly reflects you. For some couples, this is a very detailed and very complex process. For others, it's very simple. The wedding planning process consists of steps and timelines for all the elements necessary to produce and execute your wedding experience. Because all of our weddings are tailor-made to your requirements, the planning process is often lengthy and always detailed. Average planning time is 1 year to 2 years. Although, having said that, with COVID, we're doing a lot of last-minute weddings as well, where people are able to get away. They're saying, right, let's get away, let's go and get married. So things are slightly turned on their head. Lost my place. Okay, in order to guarantee the highest level of wedding services, we give preference to vendors that we've already collaborated with. We recommend professionals who will be able to meet your needs and who will implement the design that we've developed together with precision. So basically, we take care of every detail. So all you have to do is enjoy and relax. This wedding was a Hindu wedding, and this was a private villa in the north of the island. We took their pool deck, the pool's at this end, and put up this custom designed mandap for them to get married. They brought their own pundit with them, but getting all of the ingredients and all the bits and pieces that they need that are all very symbolic in the ceremony to set up around that custom designed fire pit was somewhat interesting and somewhat challenging. And I was very, very thankful when the priest said that the dried cow dung was not mandatory. This is just a grassy lawn area. This arch was actually built for this bride, and she was exceedingly detailed with the actual flowers that she wanted. All the flowers were imported, and the detail was phenomenal. This is a beach, nothing there, just sand, and we built this for this couple for their wedding day. This wedding was inspired by the movie Twilight. And it was a lot of fun to put together, to come up with a concept and implement it. And one that I just think is amazing. And then, of course, sometimes we just are able to capture those joyful moments where everyone's just having fun. I am super lucky and do a job that I adore, and in a country that I fell in love with at first sight. And I know that you will too when you come and visit. Thank you all very much for your time. Hopefully I've helped to show you just how beautiful and diverse St. Lucia really is.
Thank you, Michelle. You took us right there. I was thinking, if it was in the days when the likes of Elizabeth Taylor would get married 8 times in her lifetime, you could literally just live on the island and every 2-3 months have a different wedding, and some great photos, some absolutely awesome possibilities there. So thank you very much for that. Just one question to you. You literally look like you take care of every single bit once you're on the island. Is there anything on a practical level that couples considering flying over to this beautiful island to should be thinking about before they leave or before they plan? What sort of questions should they be asking themselves?
I think largely people don't necessarily always understand the time it takes to get from A to B. We are a very small island. We're a tiny little dot in the middle of the ocean, but we're very hilly. And you know, that's what gives us the natural beauty that we've got, all our hills and mountains. So couples don't always understand that to be able to get from their hotel in Rodney Bay to the Pitons is going to take them an hour and a half by road. So sometimes couples will try and plan things that are not necessarily going to work because they physically don't have the time to fit everything in. So that sort of local knowledge, talking to your wedding planner, talking to you know, your people at your resort that you're booking through, that kind of thing, they're the correct questions to ask, because they can really help you to map out the day.
Now, we're living in a time, as you've mentioned, of the pandemic, and you've mentioned several people have mentioned COVID weddings or having to alternate what you're doing to accommodate the pandemic. In terms of getting there and having to isolate, what's the situation there in terms of when, especially if you're planning to be impulsive and just go and do your business very quickly?
Yeah, they've actually, St. Lucia's been very smart the way they've set it all up, because when you get to your resort, in theory, you're quarantining, but you are actually permitted to, normally, I will qualify this in a moment, but you are permitted to leave your resort to go on COVID certified tours. we had a spike in our numbers as a result of Christmas and New Year, which everybody the world over did. So we have been going through a semi-lockdown recently, where a lot of things have been curtailed. So there are fewer tours and attractions that you can go on right now. However, our numbers are coming down significantly. Our vaccination process has started. We have over 10,000 people vaccinated already, and we're only 180,000 strong, so 10,000 is good going in a week. And we're expecting an announcement on the 17th, so in 6 days, where I am very hopeful that a lot of those stricter protocols are going to be relaxed again, so that you can go on more organized tours. So you can go, at the moment, you can go diving and you can go on boat tours, but you can't do anything land-based. So I am very, very hopeful that those land-based tours will start again. My husband manages a villa, and he had people come out. It was his last group. It was just before Christmas, and they were here for 11 days, and they did something every single day. They were out and about and went everywhere. We have COVID certified restaurants that you can dine at for international visitors, which again are closed at the moment, but we're very hopeful that they'll be reopening soon. So, you know, these people had a normal holiday. They just had to wear a mask in public and make sure they went through all the protocols necessary to get here.
Thank you very much. Now, no matter how much you are in love with your partner and want to give them the most amazing experience ever, if you're like me, there is another passion that you have that you love just as much, and that is food. And food forms a part of all of our romantic journey, from that first date dinner to the private romantic meals that you have at home. And food obviously plays a huge part in our experiences when we're abroad. And St. Lucia does not let us down in terms of that. Now, we've been seduced by Michelle and Kelly and our restaurant representatives about the venues and the locations and the possibilities. So let's invite via our video, and let's hope we get the sound on this, Chef Nigel Mitchell, who's from the Ladera Resorts, just to give you a little treat about some of the little romantic dessert for two that he would put in front of you. There you make your way to Soufre.
Chef Nigel, here at Dashin, where I'm going to prepare you our delightful dessert, which is our chocolate mousse. There you can see that the view and enjoy the dessert, which is Gros Piton, our panoramic view of Gros Piton. Now I'm going to take you back to the kitchen, where I'm going to prepare you our delightful dessert. Welcome back to the pastry, where we're going to do the chocolate mousse. So right now we have all the ingredients. Okay. Put it in double boiler, then add the butter. Okay. It's gonna melt. It's gonna take a few minutes to melt. So it melts. So while it's melting, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the bowl. So I'm going to do the sabayon, the cocoa, egg yolks, and the sugar. Alright, chocolate is melted. I'm going to add the cream to it. Side. This I'm going to cook so we can see any bacteria that's in there. So everything is there. You want to eat healthy food, you got to make it healthy. Now we're going to fold everything together. the saba and into the chocolate. So I'm gonna rest it in the fridge just for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Now we have the cream already whipped. This is the whipped topping, so I'm gonna pull it into the chocolate right now. And see, so we're gonna get a nice texture of the mousse. You can see the texture is coming through. I'm gonna rest it into the chiller for at least 2 hours, so you can get nice, cool, fresh. Our mousse is settling down in the refrigerator. Now I'm gonna prepare the plate with for the presentation, where I'm gonna use some coconut, some fruits, and then I have some sauces, which is caramel, raspberry, and orange sauce. So this plate is gonna be for the presentation. I'm gonna use the cocoa pot, which is what I'm gonna use to pipe in the mousse while it's still in the fridge. Okay, ready? So you can pipe it in right here. I'm gonna take off the seeds. Okay, these are the seeds. I'm gonna place it right here, so it's done perfect. This is just like the forest presentation, so because this is from the real forest. Okay, so it's almost like a spider web. Right here. Okay. Then I'm gonna place my cocoa right here. Then I'm gonna get my mousse from the fridge, which is already settled. Then I'm gonna pipe it into the cocoa pot. Coconut. Then I'm going to put a nice mint leaf right across the mousse. And this is going to be enjoyable. Hope you're going to like it. So when you get to that shape, this is one of the dessert, our signature dessert. You should order.
So that was both a visual and a culinary treat from Chef Nigel there at the Ladera Resorts. And I must say, and obviously a fascinating tribute to the pitons there. Very, very smart, very, very smart marketing. Now, the dining experience at Ladera, having experienced it myself, is to die for. Absolutely memorable in itself. But the experience, we have with us Sean Jungreut Meyer, who's a UK representative from Ladera. You've been watching, and you know the resort. Can you tell us a little bit more what you've got to offer beyond the amazing food, of course?
Thanks, Brenda. Yes, my pleasure. I'd love to. Just picking up on our dining experience, though, first of all, just to point out, Dasheen is one of the top restaurants in St. Lucia, an award-winning restaurant at that. So as you can tell from the amazing cuisine that Nigel rustled up there for us. We also have a wonderful private dining experience in our wine cellar, which offers over 2,000 bottles of fine wine. So a wonderful experience for clients who are staying with us, celebrating that special anniversary, wedding, or honeymoon. Now, Ladera has so many USPs. I don't really know where to start, to be honest, but I think the two that we are really well known for is firstly our location. As you can see, you had a little glimpse of the pitons during the video. Now, our location, we're literally around 20 minutes from the main international airport. And Ladera is actually built on a volcanic ridge. So we are 1,000 feet above sea level. And we have one of the best views of the Pitons and the Caribbean Sea. And it's also located on a 15-acre UNESCO heritage site also. So you can imagine we have the most wonderful tropical gardens that clients can experience and wander through, and have a wonderful experience with our gardener, who will take you through a private garden tour where you can sample some of the produce that we actually grow on site that Chef Nigel uses within Dasheen itself. Our second unique selling point is actually our suites themselves. We are an adult-only property, 37 suites in total. They all come with private heated plunge pools. Our 3 top category suites offer butler service. But we're actually well known for the open air concept. So our suites don't actually have a fourth wall. So you have this most amazing unrestricted view of the Pitons and the Caribbean Sea. I have to say, you know, luckily I've managed to travel extensively throughout the Caribbean and throughout the world. And my first experience of Ladera, when I saw that wonderful view, it was truly breathtaking. I've never experienced anything so beautiful. It really is one of those views that is a bucket list experience. I feel like I've sort of ticked off, you know, one of those amazing views on my own personal bucket list. Excuse me. So even though we are located, you know, 1,000 feet above the sea level, we do offer a little shuttle service down to the beach for those who do enjoy a beach experience, and that literally takes about 10 minutes. So you have the best of both worlds really when you stay with us. I don't know if you can see actually my background. This is actually a view from our suites at Paradise Ridge. So you can see actually as you step out of your suite, you're there into your private heated plunge pool. All of the wood within our suites are handcrafted by our own carpenters on site. The wood is sourced locally. So all of our suites are individual, no suites are the same. And again, that makes, you know, Ladera a very, very unique experience. I would certainly urge everyone who's watching this evening to, you know, tap into our website, www.ladera.com. Lots of videos on there that'll actually take you through the property so you can actually understand the concept. And for anyone that is thinking about a wedding in St. Lucia, and in particular with Ladera, we offer a free wedding if you stay 6 nights or more with us. And we also have honeymoon packages and vow renewals as well. So plenty of packages for people to choose from.
Thank you very much, Sean. We've talked a lot about the locations and the venues and the weddings, etc. In terms of dining, I'm assuming that if you've got an allergy or you're vegan or you have specific requirements, you need to know that in advance, or you can cater it once you get there.
We can certainly cater when clients are with us. It's always beneficial to have any sort of notification in advance, the tour operators that we actually work with in the UK, we have very close relationships with them, so they tend to advise us of any needs accordingly. But we're a small enough resort to deal with anything like that on site, so never a problem.
Thank you very much. Now, everyone who's been patient with us, once again, thank you for your time. I really hope that you've been inspired to visit this gem in the Caribbean and to plan your very special days and make that the location for it. As a treat, a number of our partners have very kindly donated gifts, which we have offer to you as a raffle prize. And so I'm going to hand over to Jackie, who's very competently going to handle this raffle situation. So I don't know how many people we have over 77 participants and loads of names and a few lucky people to be had. So over to you, Jackie.
Okay, thank you so much, Brenda, and thank you everyone for staying with us, and hopefully the evening has inspired you for your next romantic holiday. So we have some fantastic prizes available this evening, courtesy of our fabulous partners. So we have a sandals goodie bag. We have a date night small box, courtesy of Rendezvous. We also have some rum and chocolates, courtesy of ourselves, St. Lucia Tourism Authority. And we have a bottle of champagne, courtesy of Ladera. So what my colleague Nicole is going to do is spin the wheel. And if it lands on your name, please do unmute your mic and let us know you're still here, or say yes in the chat box if you're still around. So let's spin that wheel. So the first prize we're going for is a sandals goodie bag. Ian Hall. Is Ian Hall here? Ian Hall? No. Going once? Going twice, Ian? Nope. Okay, let's spin again.
That's Saturday night television.
Linda Sudine. Hopefully I've pronounced your surname correctly. Linda Sudine, is Linda here? Linda? No? Going once, going twice? Okay, let's spin the wheel.
Say here.
Is she here? Hello? Is Linda here?
In the chat.
Is she in the chat? Sorry, is Linda here? I can't see the chat, sorry.
Oh yes, I'm on there.
I've just checked no.
No, okay. Okay, if you could spin again, please. Jimmy Daz. Is Jimmy Daz here? Jimmy Daz? Oh gosh. Well, more chances for you to win, guys. You have to be in it to win it. I always say. So okay, we'll spin again.
Oh,
Hugh Bran. Seems like no one wants to win these prizes. What's going on? Hugh Bran going once, going twice? No? Okay, let's spin again. We're going to have some winners. We are. Sheila Coates, I've seen you. Yes, Sheila. Well done. Congratulations. You've won a sandals goodie bag.
Congratulations, Sheila.
Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, so now we're moving on to the date night s'mores box, courtesy of Rendezvous. Mary Beth Hoxie. Is Mary Beth Hoxie here? Going once, Mary Beth, going twice? Nope. Okay, let's spin again. Belinda Caton. Is Belinda Caton here? Belinda? No? Going once? Going twice?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Wonderful. Okay, congratulations, Belinda.
Thank you very much.
You nearly lost your prize.
Thank you.
You received the date night s'mores box. Congratulations, courtesy of Monday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So the next prize is rum and chocolates from ourselves, St. Lucia Tourism Authority.
That sounds good.
Sounds good.
David Mulligan. David Mulligan. Going once.
On there.
Going twice. Okay, let's spin again. Maggie Wearmouth. Maggie Wearmouth.
Oh, I heard a voice.
Maggie, are you there? No, you don't want any rum and chocolates?
I do.
It doesn't seem so. Okay, so let's spin again. Thank you. Mary Frost. Mary Frost. Oh, Mary, is that you? No?
Most of the people on here.
Okay, so Mary Frost doesn't want any rum and chocolates. All the more for you guys. Okay, let's spin again. Richard Crook. Richard Crook. Is Richard Crook here? Imagine all these people kicking themselves, having lost all these wonderful prizes. Okay, never mind. We will spin again. Denitra Hurt. Denitra Hurt, are you here? Denitra, going once, going twice?
Yes.
Denitra Hurt, no? Okay, let's spin again. Ellen Patterson. Ellen Patterson. Is she here? No? Ellen? Okay, let's spin again, please.
I have a coffee.
Very Hitchcock, that noise.
Carolyn Brandon. Carolyn Brandon? You here? Okay, it doesn't seem so. Okay, let's spin again. We're going to get there in the end, guys. Sorry. Someone will win these prizes. Jonathan Barnes. Jonathan Barnes? Jonathan, are you there? Going once, going twice? No.
Prizes were there.
Okay, let's spin again.
Crazy.
Sue Stevens. Sue Stevens. No. Sue, going once, going twice? No. Okay, let's spin again.
Name's even relevant.
That rum and chocolate is desperate for a home. Come on, guys.
Please. Rosemary Baldwin. Rosemary Baldwin, are you there?
Right, you are. I won't be long.
Is that Rosemary? Is that Rosemary Baldwin? No? Okay.
Wait.
Let's spin again. I agree, Stuart. I wish the lottery was like this too. Christine Moran. Christine Moran?
Nobody wants chocolate and rum.
It doesn't seem so. Christine Moran.
On the chat, on the list of participants.
I
so
do.
hopefully.
What's the?
Selena Gerard said she
I'm
Christine
checking the
Moran?
chat.
You're not listening. Name comes up.
No, okay.
Well done.
Let's spin again. Thank you.
It's worth the wait, folks, because the chocolate and wine and rum is fantastic.
Indeed. Elizabeth
Great for
Wolf.
lockdown.
Elizabeth Wolf. Oh my. Elizabeth. No.
I think it's picking everybody who's left.
Okay, let's spin again.
Well, it's Sarah Baptiste's 40th birthday this month. Let's hope she wins.
Sophie Ox.
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Oh, wonderful. Yay, Sophie. Brilliant. You have won some rum and chocolates, courtesy of the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. Well done.
Thank you very
Enjoy,
much.
Sophie. A bit of
Thank
the
you.
Caribbean at home.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Great. So the next up, the last prize is a bottle of champagne, courtesy of Ladera.
You can save it for when you go there.
Michael Oswet.
Yes, that's me. That's me.
Wonderful.
Yay.
Yay. Wonderful.
Michael.
Congratulations, Michael. You won a bottle of champagne, courtesy of Ladera.
Enjoy.
It was
Thank
worth.
you. You got my
It was
details?
worth the wait.
Do
Have you got my details?
apologise for that, guys. Thank you so much for your patience.
Thank you.
And thank you for attending. Thank you to our wonderful, fabulous partners. Charlotte from Rendezvous, Tamsin from Sandals, Kelly from Dreamy Weddings, Michelle from Awesome Caribbean Weddings, Chef Nigel Mitchell, beg your pardon, with his delicious dessert, and Sean from Ladera. Thank you so much. And of course, our wonderful host for the evening, Brenda Emmanus. Thank you so much, Brenda.
Absolute pleasure.
So what I'm
Been
going to
great
do,
fun.
guys, is actually,
Great, Andrea.
so Hannah Phipps from Tropical Sky, I'll share her details on screen. So if you do want to book your wedding, honeymoon, or even a holiday to St. Lucia, here are her contact details here. So email address and telephone number. So take a screenshot or take out your mobile phones and, you know, snap away. So you have her details, but you can always contact us anyway to get that information. And also for more information on our COVID protocols, sorry, bear with me. Let's stop sharing. You can visit our website, stlucia.org. You can follow us on Facebook, St. Lucia UK.
Jackie,
You've muted yourself. You've muted yourself.
Thank you. So it was like, oh, sorry. So thank you again for joining us this evening and spending your time with us. And hopefully we've inspired you to come and visit our beautiful island, and hopefully you'll fall in love with the island as much as we do as well. So thank you so much again.
See you all in the sunshine. Thank you
for
very much.
having
Take
us.
care.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Stay safe,
Thanks
everybody.
for having us.
Bye.
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 Well done.